not talking. That's silence.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is I have a very distinct way that it sounds in my brain, but it doesn't sound that way when I listen to it.
Everybody feels that way.
I
I
know.
have like the sexiest, most sultry voice anyone has ever heard inside my head. It gives me a raging boner every time I open my mouth and speak. But then this is what everyone else hears.
Yeah, like I don't understand how people even listen and put up with my voice.
I
Seems
don't
so
know.
annoying.
Hopefully you'll make it through this particular episode of Two Trolls and a Brew, episode 105.
Woo!
Title: Sam is sick and Travis is missing. Subtitle: Nathan saves the day. I'm
You're
Samus. He's
welcome.
Nathan. There's his face and
Yeah, it's beautiful.
his shaved head because of his job. Hey, congrats on your promotional thing, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's
It'll
pretty
be
sweet.
great.
It'll be something.
It'll be more money, which makes it great.
There you go. For more magic cards.
Yay! My
Yeah,
cardboard Cracola.
that's right. It's 100%. Troll cards this week: Ghostly Plunder and Ghost Dad. We
Hey,
didn't
look at
plan
that.
that. We
We
didn't plan
planned
it.
it.
No, we did not. We did not. 100% didn't plan it. 100%. So because I'm not feeling so great, I think we're going to rearrange the order of some of the bits, and we're going to start with Nathan talking about Ghost Dad. Tell us about how you have this unholy love for the Ghost Father.
So the Ghost Father is probably one of my favorite cards. Definitely top three. And it never feels bad whenever I play it, right? Whether I Goryo's Vengeance it in or I hard cast it, people just they have to do something with it, or it takes away the game. Like he just is good. Oh well, you're not gonna deal with it now. I'll blink him out. You can't do nothing about it. Ghost Dad is my Lord and Savior.
Lord and Savior. Wow, this is strong.
Like I said, he's probably number two, definitely in the top three. I'm sorry, but I have a real big love for Champion of Parish. It was the first card I like spent money on and built around. So, but Ghost Dad's really fighting for that number one.
Yeah, we were talking about it Monday, I think, when we were for playtesting. That there's a good humans deck, and you're not on humans for like the first time in Modern and since before I know you.
Right, exactly. I'm not on humans, which is weird, but I mean, I
Because
could
it's
probably
good
find.
now. Because it's good now.
Well, it's because it has this card called Ether Vial, and I don't have them. However, that might change when we get this next set come out.
Oh yeah, you think so? You think Ether Vial is going to be in the new set?
No, I don't think it'll be in this, but it's coming. They're putting it in Iconic Masters.
Oh, are they? I haven't looked at any spoilers for Iconic
Yeah,
Masters.
I know because you're mad about them and their Iconic Masters.
I am, because Wizards continues to try to have forced intercourse with my Magic collection.
They just try to make you broke.
Oh, so bad. I'm just waiting for them to be like, you know what? Screw it. Dual lands for everybody. And I'll just like throw my collection in the trash, hands in the air.
No, you'll just sell out right then and there as soon as they announce it.
No. Because everything will tank. I have to do it like the day before so I feel good about myself.
Well, it would really. I was sitting there thinking the thing they need to read print is the future sight version of Termagoy because then it would really hurt your
Oh my
collection.
God.
It helped me though.
I'd be done. Just shoot me. So yeah, Nate has been on what this are you still wishing?
No, no gifts. I took gifts out.
Took gifts out? Okay, I know we had talked about it. But basically on like this reanimator type deck with like Baby Jaces and Goryo's Vengeances and Ghost Dad to do the things. How are you liking it? I know
It's
you've
great.
been playing it a lot. It's great.
It's
That's it.
definitely the one that I'm gonna make my competitive deck for a while. Like I've been messing around with other things, but I just it never feels like it's out of a game, um, even in the bad matchups. Like I always seem to do okay because of Ghost Dad. Like I said, he comes down early or late. He always feels good.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm no modern expert, but I think I tell people in standard that liking your deck and knowing your deck is probably the biggest edge you can have right now in standard. And I would say in modern is probably close. I'm like looking at the reflection of the lights in my glasses.
Well, I was reading an article not too long ago, and that said basically the same thing. It's better for you to take like a tier 2 or a tier 1.5 that you know really well than it is for you to switch up and play a deck you don't know, because you're just going to feel more confident about every play you make. So you're probably right.
Yeah. Like the percentage you gain from liking and knowing your deck is going to more than make up for the decibit.
Deficit.
That's what I said. Will 100% make up for the decifit of. Come on, I did that one on purpose and no giggles, man.
Now I'm still focused on deficit.
Deficit. Definitely should make up the problems that you have, the shortcomings you have by playing a tier less than the top tier deck. Speaking of not playing top tier decks, Standard Showdown was this weekend, or this past weekend, and I got to play, which was fun. And I get a message from another player, Lawrence, about, I don't know, maybe an hour before the tournament. And he goes, "Hey, can I borrow a deck for this tournament?" I'm like, "Well, I guess. I have a deck that I've been working on for a couple of weeks. The +1/+1 counter deck we've talked about on the show a couple times, using like some Revolt stuff. Maybe using Panharmonicon to do some exciting things. And we just like threw together, I don't know, like the last 4 card slots or something. And he basically crushed everybody but me at the Standard Showdown.
Seems great.
No removal spells except for like 1-2 death touchers and stuff like that. I thought it looked really good. And then we played one for fun afterwards, and he just utterly annihilated me. Just completely crushed me. So I think there's a deck there. It could be. I think I want to figure out a way to get 5-mana Nissa into the deck. She feels really strong right now.
Main deck, you're talking?
Yeah, in the main deck. And I really like I can't think of what it's called now, but there's a 1-mana artifact that whenever one of your creatures gets a +1/+1 counter, you can pay 1 and make a servo. And then for 3 mana and tap it, you can give an extra counter to a thing that you control that already has a counter.
Oh, it's one of the decoction module, maybe.
Yeah, it's one of the module things. And I put 2 of those in the list, and it just did sick, just totally sick work. So I'd like to figure out if there's a way that you could put more of those in, maybe. I don't know. I need to fiddle with it. I was trying to get away with like merfolk synergies, and instead I think it just needs to be straight up like elves.
Probably.
Because I think having the ability to run the shapeshifter for 2 and just name elves and know that every creature in your deck except for like the Gear Hulk is going to get counters, and then you just have like your two merfolks that say things with 1/1 counters can't be blocked, as just like you play it on turn 5 or 6 or whatever when you have 10 points of power, and you just like kill you with unblockable things. So I don't know. It looks like a lot of fun. It still needs a little bit of tweaking and work on it. I'll try to get a deck list in this week's show note. In fact, I'll make a note right now, but of the current build. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. Also, lots of fun this week was draft. You got to play standard or something this week, right?
No, I drafted.
You drafted? Sweet. Tell me about your draft.
I did horrid. Did horrid.
Well, I mean, it's a
Like,
step in the right direction, though. You got to draft.
I mean, I don't even think that made me not want to draft. I did so bad. I couldn't win. Couldn't get my mana. I ended up going Grixis Pirates because I had a whole bunch of pirates, but nothing like payoffy. So it was. I was hoping to get there with like some pirate cutlasses and whatnot, but I ended up having to cut them because I didn't. I should have just stuck with like a red black aggro-y deck and forget all the pirates. I think I picked up the one blue. It's 2 and 2 blue, and when it comes in, it taps 2 permanents if you have another pirate, and that was the best
Like the
payoff I had.
siren thing.
Yeah, it was the best payoff I had, and I was like, well, all right, I guess. But I didn't have enough stuff after kind of trying to go 3 colors, no fixing really. So it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah, I had probably the best draft I've had in a long time. This last week, I also went Pirates this week, but I know I picked one, the Lannery Storm, which is part of the reason that I fallen in love with this girl since then. And I picked up a couple of dinosaur guys, the red one that makes dinosaurs cheaper. And if you have a dinosaur, it becomes like it gives
3/3.
haste, maybe. No, I think it gives haste.
Yeah, it gives target dinosaur haste. Yeah.
Yeah, all I did was take red cards, like for the first pack, basically.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had to pass some really good stuff to Riley, no less, who's quickly becoming one of our better drafters at the shop. But I was just like, well, I guess you can have this 6 mana good dinosaur, and I will take this 3 mana terrible dinosaur. And I got my next 4 cards were like the red dinosaur, make her cheaper, and then 2 of the 4/2s for 3.
Yeah, the 4/2 for 3 was strong.
Yeah, then I never drafted another dinosaur. It was 100% all pirates after that. I ended up with I think 5 rare or better pirates in my list. I ended up with the 1 mana black one that, like, for 2 mana and get rid of 2 cards, you get to explore. I ended up with the 2/2 menace one that says if you attack and you have another non-token pirate, you can pay 2 and make a token pirate. I had that guy. Obviously, the Lannery Storm. I had the new Bob.
Yeah.
I can't
Call him Attack Bob.
Rune Raider. Attack Bob,
Yeah,
whatever.
Attack Bob.
I had that guy. Captain Landry. And I had probably the one that I thought's the most fun, Captivating Crew. Are you familiar with this one? It almost made my troll card this week. Like, it was so good.
Captivating Crew. Is that the one that like it threatens on a stick?
Yeah.
Threat on a stick, 100%. Right? Yeah.
It's a 4 mana threaten creature.
I would really love to have that one. There were so many people playing dinosaurs against me that were big. Oh, I'll pay 4 mana to steal your dinosaur.
100%, which is why I ran 2 costly plunders in my main and the makeshift munitions and some other like fling type effect that sacrificed a creature.
Attack you with your thing, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. Seems strong.
Yeah, it was real good. I had the guy who said like pay 3 mana, sacrifice a creature, and get 2 treasures.
Oh, that sounds even better.
I killed so many other people's things. It was great. Like, I'm going to steal this and attack you with it. Does it live through combat? Because you're not getting it back. Boo! It was a lot of fun. But yeah, this costly plunder in particular, I think is better than some of the other versions of it even. So it's 2 mana instant. As an additional cost, you have to sacrifice a creature or an artifact, and you get to draw 2 cards. It's just, there's so many good artifacts right now that you're willing to throw away that people have to shut down. It's insane.
Well, and then worst case scenario, you can always just sack a treasure.
Well, exactly.
Exactly. And then, like, if you have, like you said, you had Lannery Storm, so it's like, I'm going to get another one next turn anyway. And when you sack a treasure, you would have gotten the plus trigger anyway off of her, so
Yeah, I realized I had made a terrible misplay at one point. Like I had planned this really awesome, complicated turn where I like stole somebody's big creature. And in my mind, I was going to sacrifice it to make 2 treasures and then sacrifice one of those treasures to costly plunder and draw 2 cards and end up with a treasure ahead. But
Yeah.
instead, I just slapped down the costly plunder and it was like, drew my 2 cards and I went, oh, I didn't make my extra treasure. I'm bad at Magic.
Good job
But,
cheating again.
well, not cheating, just played wrong. Made the misplace. Which is a lot of
Well,
my cheating is misplaying all day.
reading cards.
Reading cards too. Reading cards, picking up cards, looking at things. Terrible stuff.
I mean, you'll get over it.
Sometimes. Someday I'll be better.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I just have one other card. Well, not really a card, but one other topic. So, what do you want to talk about for like 2 minutes before we move into this next and final topic?
All right. So before we started the show, I was playtesting this thing called Deathvine,
Okay.
and
Sounds like a deck that you might like.
I like because it's super bad, and by super bad I mean great. So it's got Death Shadow, it's got Vengevine, it's got the artifact that if you discarded a card, it makes it 2 cheaper. What is it, Hollow One? And it's just so much fun because you get to throw things away and get value and attack for a bunch of damages. And Vengevine's great, and you hate that card, so it makes it even more fun for me.
I don't hate Vengevine. I just don't have any Vengevines. That's all.
Well, now I have a playset.
Did you get a playset?
Yeah, when old Big Head was there, I ended up getting the 3 Vengevines I needed, and then the Hollow Ones, and I ended up getting. I was going to use Grave. What is it? Grave Troll, but the 1 mana zombie that you can cast from the graveyard as long as you have a zombie.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
A Gravecrawler. So that way I could cast it from the grave as another creature to get Vengevine back. But then I saw this Deathvine list, and I was playing that, and it seems pretty strong.
Okay. Well, I mean, as long as you're having fun playing it, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I think it's probably like a tier 3 deck though.
I mean, again, that's fine. For like,
It'll be good for F&M.
well, that's just it. For like F&Ms or small winner boxes, that all seems fine. Like, I think the last modern winner box that we had was taken down by Boggles.
Yeah,
Like,
because Boggles
randomly.
suck. Nobody likes Boggles.
I mean, some people do, right?
I mean, yeah, mostly, but
I mean,
Boggles is so.
hard to kill creatures that are fat. Build your own Boggles ship. Seems okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Boggles. I feel like I would rather play the most terrible match in the world with Lantern Control than play Boggles.
Well, it's funny that you say that.
You put Lantern Control together?
I did not. I thought about it a couple of times, but I feel like it's probably too mentally taxing of a deck for me to play for a long tournament.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Which is one of the arguments I've been having with some of the players at our local shop. Is when I pick my deck, particularly with my migraines and my other issues that I've been having for the last 15 years.
Forever.
Mental taxation is something that I have to strongly consider when picking a deck, especially when I reflect on, like, how come I can top 8, 80% of the Magic tournaments I go to, but I can't get past. I can't win the very next. I can't win to the top 4. And I just, in my mind, I'm going, okay, well, this is probably mental fatigue. Until I can
need to play
fix
Burn.
it. Well, I think Burn is a mentally taxing deck. Like, a lot of people don't think of it that way. They're just like, well, you just draw your Burn spells and go. And you either get there or you don't. And I don't
I
think
mean,
that's the case.
some games is definitely you draw your burn spells and go.
Sure.
But you're not wrong, because people have told me the same thing about robots. Just play your creature and go, and hope that you get there. I mean, that's definitely not how robots works.
Right. So for me, I'm looking for something in Modern, in particular,
You just need
that's
to.
just all sacrifice spells all the time.
Yeah, you just need to play a good old fashioned draw go controls
No, I think I'm
style
gonna
deck.
play some sort of like nearly mono black, splashing for Mardu colors, so I can run
Crackling Doom.
Crackling Doom.
Yeah, I like it.
I think that's what I need personally.
Crackling Doom's a great card.
And I think Todd has a couple of 3-mana lilies. I need to see about acquiring them. They've just been sitting there
Yeah,
forever.
it's
Maybe I'll
because they're
take.
$80 again.
Well, and it's fine. Like I've got money in a separate fund from my usual fund. Basically sitting there for a couple of fetch lands and Snapcaster Mages in Modern that apparently show up and get sold out from under me, like
All the
with a
time.
vengeance. So I might just be like, so instead of that 160 sitting here for the last 2 snaps I need and blah blah blah, how about I just get these lilies off you, boss?
Yep.
We'll see what he says. I have a feeling it's going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sounds
So
about right.
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, apparently he had stuff written down on a card for me at one point in time. He's like, oh, yeah, let me get your list out. And he, like, fumbled through his cards because he has, like, these cheat sheets that he keeps things like that on. And he's like, I don't see your card anywhere. I'm like, well, keep looking because you owe me, like, $160 or these Magic cards, so keep looking. He's like, oh, I know that I still owe you, but I'm like, oh, no wonder I can't get anything. So
Sounds about right.
I've been thinking since the draft on Friday about Lannery Storm and a little bit of the previous podcast because Travis talked about her so with much love. There we go. I was gonna say with reverence, but I couldn't quite get the words together. But I'm trying to figure out what could be a good deck for her. And one of the things that was temporarily played at the Standard Showdown before the player realized that the deck was not legal anymore was Johnny's, I think he calls it like Reckless Panharmonicon.
Yes.
And I've always liked the concept of that deck, but I felt like it's missing something. And I think Captain Lannery might be the card that it's missing.
It could be.
So the idea with this particular deck is you use like Reckless Fireweaver, Panharmonicon to get extra triggers, and you just like kind of sometimes you play the Red Gear Hulk and you're like, hey, how many of these cards do I get to draw and how many damages do you want to take? Or sometimes you just like, I don't even know how else it wins, to be honest.
Sometimes you just get there with the Red Gear Hulk.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, what if this deck becomes red-blue, right? And we add Captain Landry, we add Pia Lear, or aka the Mama.
Yeah.
We add some Saheelis to double up some things, get some extra triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly I'm intrigued. Now all of a sudden, like this boomerang that you spend 3 mana on and get a treasure suddenly becomes boomerang your thing. I get a treasure and you take a damage?
Yep. Seems strong. Well, then you can run like, what is it, Pirate's Prize? It's to draw you cards and make a treasure.
Exactly. So I'm kind of kicking around this idea. I kind of want to look and see what Johnny's running. I know that he's running like the mana filter prismatic prism, which I think probably stays, but like he's running the black one that's probably bad.
Well, now it is. He's running the blue one.
The blue one. What does the blue one do?
I think it lets you scry.
Scry? Yeah, I don't think the blue one seems very good.
No, it wasn't. It's too expensive, though. I think it's like one of the few 3-mana ones.
I don't know. But
I think you'd just be better off trying to make a bunch of treasures.
Right. Well, that's just it. I think you treasure off, you use the bounce spells to make treasures, draw spells to make treasures.
And then you can run the pirate, what is it, the Pirate's Lookout or whatever, the 3-mana counter spell, but if you have a pirate, it's 2 mana.
Mm-hmm. And then
if you keep some black in there, you can run Revel and Riches for Travis, Revel and Riches. It's a secondary win condition. Go.
Well,
you can flash it.
So this is the thing. We had a long discussion on Monday. Like, what do you possibly ramp into with all these treasures you're making? Right? And neither one of us had a really good idea. Well, I think I figured it out.
Okay.
And Graph's Marauders. So I love Furnace of Wrath effects.
Right.
This is a Furnace of Wrath effect for 7 mana that happens to be a 4/4.
Yeah.
So you could easily run one of them, I think. With Saheeli's, you can do some work. If you power this out early, because you kind of curve out and you drop one on turn 5, I think you can get an awful lot of value out of it. And then all of a sudden, when your pinger's doing 2 damage, it seems okay. Pretty good. Seems okay.
Well, then,
so I'm gonna fiddle with this list.
Couldn't you run the improvised artifact since you're running?
You could. I don't know how much I don't want to get too far away from the main concept of a lot of artifacts. But I like the idea of making sure that whatever you cast either generates an artifact or generates an artifact quickly and kind of gets things going. This would be like the one card that doesn't actually
generate an artifact.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, I'm hoping it's so late that she just comes down and you're just like,
I win.
12 you? Yeah.
Yep.
So, I don't know. We'll have to see. This could be a bad card in this format. I'm not sure. But I am super impressed with the old captain over here after drafting her for a week. So now I'm spending all my free mental energy to convince myself not to crawl back in a ball and go back to sleep for the night, but to actually do some brewing.
Well, I mean, you do what you gotta.
That's right. You do what you gotta. I don't know, man. That's, pretty short show, but I think that's about all I had planned. Do you have anything else you'd like to discuss?
I don't think so. That was it. That was pretty good for me.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging out. You can check out all these past episodes of this particular podcast at samusgrobo.com, and a lot of them over at youtube.com/samusgrobo for the video version of a said podcast. You'll also get it earlier if you watch it there, because we record it live on YouTube, and then a day or two later, when I have time, I rip the audio out of YouTube and whatnot. So if you, like so many people, like to have the newest thing right away, I did get a couple people wanting to know why the last show was so late. It's just because I was super busy. So, I mean, if you're interested in watching the show live, as
soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Thank you. That's how you do it. You can send us an email, the number 2 trollsbrew@gmail.com. You can check out the Twitch page, twitch.tv/SamusGrobo. You can follow us at twitter.com/turtlepower319 or twitter.com/SamusGrobo. Do you have anything that you want to plug?
No, I don't. I don't Twitter. I barely Facebook. Uh, yeah, social media sucks. You're
Social
welcome.
media sucks. You're welcome. All right. Well, I'll give it to you for some final thoughts then, other than social media sucks.
I
You gonna
mean,
show
did
off
you
your
see my
fancy
shirt?
shirt?
Yeah, see my shirt. Look, can you see it now? Does it show up better now? It's Jace.
I mean, it's better. It's closer, but oh, here we go. Let's lock into there. It says Jace the Mind Sculptor, and it's
Yep,
got a stick figure. It says I am Jace.
it's freaking great. It's what I wear when I magic.
It is the shirt that you wear in your magic. You want to tell the story? I don't know if when Joe was on, did he
So
tell the story?
I don't know if Joe told the story, but I'll tell the story. So our buddy Joe wanted to troll our buddy Carl because Carl really likes Jace, you know, the good Jace. And what was it? The From the Vaults came out, and Joe bought it, and it was like $120 Jace, and scraped off the picture and doodled on it, and then he made shirts to send to Travis and Carl, and this was one that was too dark, so I got it for free, which makes it even better. Short story, a great story.
All right, everybody. I think with that, important lessons: troll your friends by ruining $120 magic cards
And making shirts out of them.
and making shirts out of them. Troll on, everybody!
Troll on.